Sultan Haytham bin Tariq Al Said has been the head of the Sultanate of Oman since January 11, 2020, succeeding his cousin Sultan Qaboos bin Said. He was born on October 11, 1955, in Muscat, the son of Sayyid Tariq bin Taimur Al Said. Notably, Sultan Haytham is one of the few Gulf leaders who speaks fluent English, having studied at Oxford University, England, which helps him communicate effectively on the international stage without the need for an interpreter. The Al Bu Said family to which he belongs has ruled Oman since 1744. Before becoming Sultan, he held several important positions such as Minister of Heritage and Culture, 2002 to 2020, Secretary General of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Chairman of the Oman Vision 2040 Committee. Sultan Haytham is married to Sayyida Ahad bint Abdullah Al Busaidiya and has 4 children, 2 sons, Thayazin bin Haytham, currently the first Crown Prince of Oman, and Bilara bin Haytham, and 2 daughters, Sayyida Thuraya and Sayyida Omaima. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel to explore the rest of this video with me. Economically, Oman relies heavily on oil and gas, which accounted for 60% of exports and 75% of budget revenues in 2020. Under Sultan Haytham, the country has pushed for economic diversification through the Oman Vision 2040, focusing on renewable energy, tourism, and technology. In 2023, Oman signed $35 billion in investment deals with the UAE. He also reformed the administration, created the position of Crown Prince, and issued decrees expanding citizenship rights and freedom of speech. To the public, Sultan Haytham is a mysterious figure. No fuss, no press, no fanfare. But behind that secrecy lies one of the richest and quietest royal lifestyles in the world. He travels across continents without attracting attention. He rarely appears in public. His influence is felt deeply. This video reveals the secretive world of the Sultan of Oman, from his multi-million-dollar private jet fleet and his yacht disguised as a palace, to his armored convoy and his globe-spanning mansions. But this is not just a story of extravagance, but of a fading style of leadership, one based on legacy, composure, and an unassuming authority. The journey begins with a portrait of a leader who not only governs his country, but is deeply connected to his people's heritage. Billionaires use private jets for convenience. Sultan Haytham bin Tariq owns the skies, with the world's premier private fleet operated by the Royal Flying Program of Oman. The centerpiece of the fleet is a Boeing 747-8BJ called the Niswa, worth more than $200 million, which is not just an aircraft, but an airborne command center. The luxurious interior features gold-plated walls, hand-stitched leather seats, private rooms, conference rooms, and security operations areas. When the monarch takes to the skies, it's not just about transportation, it's about projecting national sovereignty in the air. Along with the 747 are the Airbus A319 and A320 for short missions, and the Gulfstream G550 for high-speed global flights with a range of nearly 7,000 miles. When speed, secrecy, and absolute security are required, the king uses a dedicated jet and Eurocopter Super Puma helicopter, ready to take him anywhere, from the palace to the remotest areas, in minutes, fully equipped for any emergency. Leave a number 1 and like if you're still with me. Every detail of his aviation system was carefully thought out. Secure flight paths, carefully selected crews, and always-on standby aircraft. This was more than just luxury. It was a strategy for absolute control of movement. Wherever he lands, he maintains supreme power. And if the skies are the Sultan's domain, so are the oceans. He owns 2 of the world's largest and most heavily guarded super yachts, the Fulk Al Salama and the Al Said. The Sultan of Oman's 2 super yachts are not only symbols of luxury, but also of quiet, soft power at sea. The Fulk Al Salama, ship of peace, worth more than $500 million, is a multi-purpose floating palace, mobile embassy, and strategic command center. rooms, a medical suite, a beauty salon, a beach club, and a helipad for diplomatic missions. The $300 million Al Said is a German masterpiece with carved Omani wood interiors, silk-lined lounges, and space for an orchestra. This is more than just a yacht. It is a diplomatic symbol, a clear demonstration of Oman's prestige and global reach. Every time the Sultan docks at an international port, it is a carefully calculated appearance, sending a message of power through impactful silence. Oman's royal superyachts are more than just a means of transportation. They are a symbol of respected international presence. Exquisitely designed and constantly upgraded, they blend traditional Omani craftsmanship with modern maritime technology, where every corridor is a legacy and a strategic one. For those who understand the power of silent influence, these are floating fortresses. When Sultan Haytham bin Tariq sets foot on land, his presence is still majestic. The royal motorcade is not simply a luxury vehicle, but a supreme security tool. The centerpiece of the convoy is the Mercedes-Maybach S600, luxurious, quiet, and ballistically armored. Every time it starts, it's not just a movement, it's an affirmation. The Sultan is near, and all risks are absolutely under control. Sultan Haytham bin Tariq Al Said's supercars are not as ostentatious as the collections of tech billionaires like Elon Musk or supercar collectors like Manny Khoshbin, but they exude quiet power. Sultan Haytham's motorcade begins with a $3 million Bugatti Chiron, the fastest car in Oman, extremely powerful yet virtually silent. On ceremonial occasions, he also uses a custom Rolls-Royce Phantom with hand-stitched interiors for a smooth, gliding driving experience. These cars are not just for show, but are armored and integrated with cutting-edge technology, ensuring absolute safety. The Mercedes E-Class appears as a classic symbol of royalty, both solemn and expressing a message of power. When the going gets tough, the Sultan turns to the Bentley Bentayga, a super luxury SUV with a handcrafted V8 engine and bulletproof doors, the perfect combination of durability and royal sophistication. It's not just a vehicle, it's a symbol of mobile power. It is a moving statement of power, wealth, and national pride. Because when Sultan Hay drives, the roads not only open up for him, they give way. Every time Sultan Hay moves, it is more than just a trip. It is a coordinated operation, executed with the precision most world leaders reserve for wartime. In Oman and abroad, the Sultan's travels are protected by a multi-layered elite security system. Before he even steps out the door, an advanced team is deployed. These experts, trained in intelligence, logistics, and advanced security, arrive hours, sometimes days, in advance. They survey the destination, scan for threats, identify emergency routes, and position tactical support forces at strategic locations. When the Sultan's motorcade moves, it is a disciplined, intimidating formation. Armed escorts, armored vehicles, motorcycles, and medical support all move in synchronized patterns. Every traffic light, every intersection, every side street is accounted for. And overhead, Royal Flying Patrol helicopters fly overhead, while drones and remote monitoring teams monitor real-time activity from mobile command posts. This was not a ceremony, but a ritual. The king's safety was never left to chance. But what was remarkable was not just the scale of the security. It was the calmness of it all. There were no loud sirens, no dramatic movements. His movements were quiet, efficient, and precise. Like his way of operating, this approach reflected his leadership style, which was disciplined, focused, and deeply considered. The king's every appearance is carefully calculated, and his every absence carries a strategic message. For him, presence is not simply presence, but a statement of power, where every gesture, movement, and reception shapes the diplomatic atmosphere. In the modern world, power is no longer about armies or loud speeches, but about the way a leader walks into a room and the silence he carries that commands. For Sultan Haytham, it is about the confidence he carries and the respect he commands. After Sultan Qaboos passed away in 2020, the people of Oman anxiously awaited the name of his successor. In a sealed envelope, Qaboos named Sultan Haytham, a man who had quietly devoted nearly 20 years as Minister of Heritage and Culture. a calm leader who protected traditions and affirmed Oman's position on the international stage. When he ascended the throne, he faced economic pressures and a rapidly changing region. But, true to his style, he did not panic. He restructured government institutions to focus on diversified economic sectors and strengthened Oman's global diplomacy, while maintaining the country's neutrality. Under his reign, Oman remained a voice of reason in the Middle East. Sultan Haitham bin Tariq Al Sayed owns a portfolio of royal real estate and palaces that are both symbolic and strategic. In the capital Muscat, the Al Alam Royal Palace is a long-standing symbol of power, with distinctive Islamic architecture combined with modern style. In addition, the Sultan also owns many secret resort residences in Europe and Southeast Asia, which are strictly guarded and only used for diplomatic trips or private relaxation. Each palace is not only a place to live, but also a dikla,